Hey guys, Darren here, Mayhem Country Living. Hope you guys are doing all right wherever it is that you are. Didn't do a whole lot of videos this past weekend. Just had a lot to do around the property. I'll show you a couple of videos of that later on through the week. But Susan Sipes had commented on the video I did about the long-term food storage. Commented on the large jar of pickles that we buy, and I said that I buy them in a jar and we save the jar. Now this is the interesting thing. I'll spin you around in just a second. I want to show you why, even though we grow cucumbers, we still buy the pickles, because the jars themselves and the lids, obviously they're food grade. Why we buy them and the uses that you have for them. And she had commented about being able to water glass and put the eggs in the jars. And absolutely, it's a great way to do it. If you're not familiar with water glassing, it's where you put in certain chemicals, certain compounds in the water, and that allows you to store eggs long term. A lot of people either use lime, powdered lime, pickling lime, or a lot of people don't know, but the powdered lime from your feed store is the same pretty much as the pickling lime, not the ag lime. Ag lime is the greasy, grainy stuff. That is not what you use. But if you're concerned, get the pickling lime. It's easy peasy. You can absolutely do it. A lot of people do it in 5-gallon buckets because it has a wide lid. You can really get in there. And she said she'd had a problem when she was water glassing because the weight of the eggs will crack the eggs. It's very real. It could happen. And then you end up with a mess. Bacteria grows in there, and you have just ruined your whole batch. With water glassing, what the lime, or I think it's calcium carbonate. Anyway, what it does is it encapsulate and covers the pores on the eggs and allows them to stay long-term storage. I think 6 months. I've done it. I think I've done videos on it a few years back, and it does work. There's no off taste or anything like that. If you're using lime, make sure you really wash those eggs off, because you will get a pickle puckery taste if you don't. Eggs are still edible that way. They just taste bad. Now, I'm going to spin you around and show you what we use it and why we use it. More to come. Okay, guys, now we're back. This is the jar of cucumbers that we bought, Kosher Deals, and they're pretty good. Are they the absolute best pickles? No, they're not, but they taste good. What I do is I get a grater and I grate them to make dill relish, and then I cut them up into hamburger slices. So it does a lot of double duty. Is that work? Yes, it's a little bit of work, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because this is $7. This 1-gallon jar full of pickles is $7. This is a jar of cucumbers that I have fermented, and they are about 6 months old. These are from the summer. This is a ball, 2-quart, I want to say, 2-quart canning jar. Now the problem with these is it's kind of tall for my pressure cooker, and I don't pressure cook with these. I use these for my fermentation. This individual jar is $15. The gallon jar is $7. 15, 7. This is for canning. This is really not made for canning, although everybody knows their meemaw used to can in those jars, the glass mayonnaise jars and other jars. Now, you can also use it for dry goods storage, which is what we use. We've had these, gosh, I want to say we've been in this house for 4 years, and we're in another house for 7 years. These lentils, split peas are 8 years in glass jars, airtight. Instructions are in there. You probably can't see the bay leaves because they're floating around in there. Bay leaves in there to help with pests, weevils, stuff like that. But You buy a jar of pickles, buy a big jar because you'll use them. Stick them in the refrigerator, or they're shelf stable. Put them somewhere in your pantry and pull them out, slice them up, grate them up, whatever you need to do. And then you have this wonderful jar to do dry goods storage. You can also do water glassing in. The lid is actually big enough you can put your hand in there and set the eggs in, pour in your lime and your water, and they store famously. Again, I've done it. I've eaten eggs that I've done 6 months. It's a good way to do it. You really need fresh eggs that have not been washed and are cleaned. That's the best way to do it. Other people say you can do it different ways. That's the way that I've always read from reputable sources. This is just something you do to extend your harvest and to be able to allow you to buy in bulk. Again, these are cucumbers that we did 6 months out. We're eating them, and they are fermented, lacto fermentation, really good gut health. And these things, you will not eat a pickle from a store that tastes as good as these. I promise you. Come over to the house, I'll give you a pickle. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. This is kind of long for these storage jars, but I just wanted to show you innovative, creative, think out of the box. You can also store pasta in these because these things are tall enough you don't have to break your pasta. Is it fragile? Yes, absolutely. It's glass, so it is not as handy to move around as plastic, but works really good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by, guys. Take care of you people.